Hello. Today we're going to go over solving completing the square. And as we know, this can be one of the more confusing and annoying uh, ways to solve quadratic equations. And right now, what we're going to go over is a fast and easy method that will help us get through solving these and not be too confusing, as well as make it as fast as possible. Because sometimes these types of equations can last a long time, take too long, and you'll get confused and you'll start making those careless mistakes. So we're going to get rid of all of that. We're going to start fresh and we're just going to attack this straight on. Let's go. All right. So, first, again, we are going to be called completing the square. So, in completing the square, my base is going to look a little different as we move the camera over. My base, as we know, we are already in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Well, we don't have a y in this situation. We have 0, right? So y is replaced by 0 in this situation. Now, I'm going to move it to the other side just so it's for convenience of everything that we are looking at where the equal sign is on the right side. So in this situation, what I need to make sure is that A is equal to 1. A must be equal to 1. When A is not equal to 1 and greater, we have an additional step that we need to use, and we will cover that in another video. This video, we are just going to handle basic completing the square equations. So A is 1, and we have crossed off our first step. A must be equal to 1. Next, I'm going to move my C to the other side and add a blank. And I'm going to add that blank to both sides. This is the base. So let's slowly start doing it, and it'll start slowly making sense. Let's also change this color, make it a little bigger. Let's change this color to blue. Okay. So what I notice here is we have, first thing we do is A equal to 1. Yes, the number in front of the p squared is a 1, the coefficient. So A is equal to 1. The next thing we're going to do is add my C to the other side or move it. We subtracted it over here, but basically all that happened was that I just did the opposite operation to move it to the other side. So in this situation, we had to add. I will then rewrite everything, add my plus blank to both sides. Now this is where things get a little weird, but this is also the shortcut. So here's the shortcut. I take my b term, I multiply it to 1/2. It's going to look a little weird on the base, but it'll make more sense as we go through the example together. All right. After that, I will square this term and bring it down. At that point, that term, the term that we just squared, goes back up. So now let's approach it with using those numbers instead of the b over the 2, because that can be weird. So first, I take my b. My b is 14 in this situation because we know ax squared plus bx plus c. So we have b, 14. I multiply 14 by 1/2 every single time. After I get that, we get 14 times 1/2 is 7, positive 7. I will then make sure you keep the sign. It's important. I will then square this term to get my 49. And that arrow here, what I like to do up and down, that arrow becomes a 49. This 49 will go up into the blanks. Now we are going to clean up, right? So this is just the shortcut. Let's write a little. Because we've done all the hard part now. All I'm going to do is use my shortcut. I have my letter, which is P. We have P. And then we go to where, before we square it, what's inside the parentheses there. That is the first key number. So let's underline that. This goes here. And we will then square this whole thing. So basically, all I did was shove the P inside of that parentheses for a shortcut. Because all that happened here is that P squared plus 14P plus 49 became a perfect square. And we could X method that with our other video on X method, and we will eventually get P plus 7. However, this is a shortcut that will work every single time. Then on the right side, we will just add them together using your calculator. Now, all we need to do is solve. We need to get rid of the square, so I square root both sides. After square rooting both sides, you get P plus 7 equals plus minus square root of 87. There's no perfect square. We can't simplify 87. Then all I need to do last is subtract the 7 to both sides. And my final answer is -7 plus minus the square root of 87. That is the final answer to this equation. So as you can see, this shortcut right here makes this process go a lot faster. It is our method, my method, to get us through this faster rather than rewriting this step out, X methoding it, writing down the X method, setting it equal to, and continuing the process. Now that will work, and we can do that for this next one to show, and then we will go back to the shortcuts for the next page. Oh, those are absolute values. We want to do those next time. Yeah, we'll leave this for after this, we finish this. So let's try one more time. This time, I'm going to show it to you without the shortcut to show you what the shortcut really changed. First, I'm going to add the 59 over to the other side. Next, I'm going to make sure my A is equal to 1. It is. We are good to go. We will continue to write. V squared plus 6V plus blank equals 59 plus blank. Those plus blanks are fairly important. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to bring down my B. 6 times 1/2 is equal to 3. Square it, comes down, becomes a 9. Now the square term goes back up. And let's rewrite this without the shortcut. I would just rewrite everything we have. 68, I believe. Let's just double check. Yes. And then all I would do is X method this. We'd have our plus 9, our plus 6 over V over V. We see it's like this. We see V plus 3 equals 68. V plus 3 twice is V plus 3 squared is equal to 68. And as you can see, we're right back where we were. All I need to do is square root both sides. And we're going to get V plus 3 is equal to plus minus the square root of 68, which means we need to simplify it. So let's take it to the side and let's break it down. We know that square root of 4, 68 divided by 4 is equal times 17. So square root of 4 times square root of 17. And in this situation, we'll get square root of 4 times the square root of 17. And that will simplify to that, which we can rewrite here. In this situation, we will then subtract 3 to both sides. -3 plus minus 2 square root 17. That will be the answer for that equation. Let's do a couple more. We're going to do one shortcut one more long way, and you just decide from there which way you speaks to you best. So again, let's start off. A is equal to 1. Add the C to the other side. This one, let's do the shortcut. Actually, let's do the short. No, let's do the long one. Plus blank equals 51 plus blank. We're going to take that 14 down times 1/2, positive 7. I should do that in a different color. Positive 7. Square that. So we know that this 49 is going to go up here and up here. Now rewrite, clean up the whole thing. X method, the left side. Two factors of 49 that add to 14 are 7 and 7, both positives. Keep the signs. A plus 7. A plus 7 equals 100. A plus 7 squared equals 100. We square root both sides. A plus 7 equals plus minus 10. We will subtract 7 to both sides. Negative 7 plus 10. Negative 7 minus 10. Clean them both up to be negative 17 and positive 3. So those are the answers for A. And as you can see, that took a little bit of time. Let's try this next one, showing the X method. I mean, not the X method, showing the completing the square method, shortcut method. And then at the end, you can decide which method seems best for you. Obviously, they both work. This one has a little more work involved. This one will not. Minus 11 to both sides. A, the number in front of the x squared is 1. X squared minus 12x plus blank equals negative 11 plus blank. We're going to bring the negative 12 down, multiply it by 1/2, negative 6. We are going to square that, 36. So 36 will go up there. All right. Now from the shortcut, this is all I needed. X minus 6 squared is equal to negative 11 plus 36, which is 25. And then again, you just square root it. X minus 6 is equal to plus minus 5. And just like we did on the other one, when we can separate them because it's nice and easy, we don't have absolute square root values going around. We have 11 and 1, and those are my answers. So as we can see, completing the square is a little extra thought process towards it, but it's not too bad with what we going on. We see with the complicated square roots, not too bad. We see when it's regular, no complicated square roots, even easier with the current method given. So give those a shot. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and would like me to do another video with more of these examples. Other than that, I hope everyone has a great day doing math.